Squidward Tentacles, the cashier at the Krusty Krab, the man who sighs more than he speaks, and the ultimate symbol of workplace misery. But have you ever stopped to ask, why does Squidward actually hate his job? Is it just SpongeBob's constant energy? Is it Mr. Krabs being a cheapskate? Or is there a deeper reason, one that explains not only his hatred for the Krusty Krab, but his entire view on life? In this video, we'll uncover the real reason Squidward hates his job, and it might just change the way you see him forever. Part 1. The Krusty Krab is Squidward's personal prison. On the surface, it looks simple. Squidward hates his job because it's loud, repetitive, and pays next to nothing. But this goes way beyond being annoyed with SpongeBob or flipping patties for minimum wage. The Krusty Krab is more than just a fast food joint. It's the physical manifestation of Squidward's failure. Remember, Squidward sees himself as a misunderstood genius. He believes he was destined to be a world-class artist or a legendary clarinet player, but every day he punches in at a grease-stained register and takes orders from rude customers who barely notice he exists. It's not just boring, it's humiliating. Every second spent there is a reminder that his dreams never went anywhere. And even in those moments, Squidward would still subscribe, and so should you. In episodes like Squid on Strike, Squidward doesn't just want better working conditions, he wants dignity. He wants to be taken seriously, but no one, not even Mr. Krabs, sees him as anything more than a replaceable cashier. And yet, when he finally quits, the world doesn't embrace his talent. He's not snapped up by a symphony or art gallery. He's left broke, jobless, and crawling back to the same place that crushes him every day. This is the cycle Squidward lives in, feeling stuck between a dream he still clings to and a job he can't afford to lose. It's more than just hate, it's quiet desperation. Keep this in mind as we get into what makes this even worse. SpongeBob. Part 2, SpongeBob makes everything worse. Imagine being forced to work next to someone who is obsessed with the thing you hate most. That's Squidward's life. SpongeBob shows up every single day with a smile so wide it should be illegal, treating every Krabby Patty like it's a work of fine art. He doesn't just like the job, he lives for it. And unfortunately, he wants Squidward to feel the same. Here's the thing about SpongeBob in Employee of the Month. He takes an easy fast food job and cranks it up to Olympic level intensity. And the crazy part, he's not even trying to be annoying, he genuinely thinks he's hyping everyone up. But for Squidward, it's pure psychological torture. All he wants is to zone out, survive his shift, and maybe quietly question his life choices in peace. Instead, he gets roped into this absurd corporate Hunger Games, where the prize is a paper crown and Mr. Krabs' fake praise. SpongeBob's not just playing the game, he's rewriting the rules to turn every shift into a competition. And Squidward, he never even signed up for this mess.
There's nothing to this patty flipping, Mr. Krabs. I'll easily double your output, Sponge Hog.
Boys! Help!
Then there's Graveyard Shift. A quiet night shift finally gives Squidward a chance to mess with SpongeBob. So he makes up a ghost story, the hash-slinging slasher, just to scare him a little and shut him up. But like always, SpongeBob somehow flips the script. The joke backfires. A series of bizarre events convince them both that the story is real. And in the end, it's Squidward who ends up terrified. Even when he tries to take control, SpongeBob's chaotic energy spins everything out of orbit. In Squid's Day Off, Mr. Krabs leaves Squidward in charge of the Krusty Krab. Seeing an opportunity, Squidward decides to take the day off, leaving SpongeBob to manage both the register and the grill. However, paranoia consumes Squidward as he imagines SpongeBob mishandling the restaurant in his absence. His attempts to relax at home are constantly interrupted by visions of SpongeBob causing chaos, driving him to repeatedly rush back to the Krusty Krab. Each time he finds SpongeBob diligently working, but the cycle of anxiety and frustration leaves Squidward more exhausted than if he had just stayed at work. In Breath of Fresh Squidward, after a mishap with an electric fence, Squidward undergoes a personality change, becoming overly cheerful and friendly, essentially embodying SpongeBob's usual demeanor. This sudden shift leads him to intrude upon SpongeBob's activities and even his job at the Krusty Krab, much to SpongeBob's dismay. The role reversal highlights the extent of SpongeBob's typical intrusiveness and how it affects Squidward, emphasizing the challenges Squidward faces in maintaining his personal boundaries. But here's what really makes it unbearable. Mr. Krabs fuels the whole thing. He sees SpongeBob's non-stop energy as a gold mine. SpongeBob is free overtime, endless labor, and the happiest brand mascot you could imagine. And Squidward? He's the guy slowing things down. To Krabs, Squidward isn't a person. He's a broken cash register who sighs too loudly. So whenever Squidward shows a shred of frustration, he's the one called out, not SpongeBob, not Mr. Krabs. Squidward, the one sane man in a building full of madness, gets blamed for not smiling more, for not being more like SpongeBob. It's not just annoying, it's psychological warfare. Joy has been weaponized against him. He's surrounded by forced positivity, empty compliments, and a system that makes him feel like he's the problem for simply reacting like a normal person in an insane place. And the worst part? There's no escape, not without losing what little security he has left. Part 3. The emotional cost of staying. Here's the part that hits the hardest. Squidward could leave. He could walk out, never look back, and start over somewhere else. But he doesn't. And not because he loves it, not because he's loyal. He stays because deep down, he's afraid. Afraid of what happens if he walks away from the only thing keeping his life somewhat stable. And we've seen what happens when he tries. In Can You Spare a Dime? Squidward finally snaps. He quits with dramatic flair, storms out of the Krusty Krab, and decides he's done being treated like garbage. For a moment, it's empowering. But reality doesn't care about pride. He can't find another job. His savings disappear. The world outside the Krusty Krab isn't kind. It swallows him whole. He ends up homeless, hungry, sleeping on the street in a robe. And who rescues him? SpongeBob, the one person he can't stand. The humiliation is complete. In The Play's the Thing, Squidward attempts to bring culture to the Krusty Krab by staging his own play. He envisions this as his moment to shine, to finally be recognized for his artistic talents. However, Mr. Krabs sees the play merely as a gimmick to attract customers and increase profits. The audience, expecting typical Krusty Krab fare, grows restless and disinterested during Squidward's performance. In a desperate bid to entertain them, SpongeBob inadvertently becomes the star of the show, overshadowing Squidward once again. This episode underscores the futility Squidward feels in his attempts to achieve personal fulfillment within the confines of the Krusty Krab. The Krusty Krab becomes more than a workplace. It becomes a symbol of everything Squidward failed to achieve. He wanted to be an artist, a musician, someone important. Final thoughts. Is Squidward really lazy or just broken? People love to joke that Squidward is lazy or ungrateful. But now that we've broken it all down, is he really? Or is he just someone who's been pushed too far? He once had dreams, ambitions, and confidence. But year after year, the Krusty Krab wore him down. Now he's just trying to survive the shift, block out SpongeBob's laughter, and make it home in one piece. So next time you see Squidward groaning behind the register, remember this. He's not being dramatic, he's dealing with crushed dreams, toxic co-workers, and a boss who would sell his soul for a nickel. Is Squidward just a miserable grump, or is he actually the most realistic character in Bikini Bottom? Let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like these.